What if I told you that you're not just a supporting character in your life? You're the main star, you're the director. You have the ability to create out the exact life that you want and start living it today. So, today I'm going to teach you exactly how to step into this main character energy and start creating the dream life that you've always wanted. Welcome back to my channel, Manifest with Kelly. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kelly, and I help moms just like you reprogram their mindset to create a dream life and income that they love. So, let's get started with today's video. We get so caught up in living our day to day life that we put our dreams on the back burner. You're likely a mom working a 9 to 5. You may have a side hustle that you're trying to grow and go all in on, but you're just feeling like you don't really have what it takes. But I'm here to tell you that you do have what it takes. You just have to change the story. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Most of us live as supporting characters in our story, not realizing that we have the full potential to be the author and be the supporting main star in our story. Most of us let circumstances dictate how we're living and ultimately make our decisions for us for the future. But that's not how it has to be. That's really not how it should be. That's just how we've been conditioned and what we've been led to believe for all these years. We've had stories, circumstances, things passed down to us for many, many years, and all that gets embedded and ingrained in our subconscious mind. And we're basically just living on a hamster wheel over and over and over again. But that ends today. So let's talk about changing the story. So the problem is we tell ourselves disempowering stories. We have a long list of questions that just put us in a hamster wheel of thoughts, and it just goes over and over and over again. It keeps repeating itself. We say, what if I'm not good enough? What if I don't see success? What if I go all in on this side hustle and then it fails? What if I lose my job and I've lost all my benefits and then we just don't have any money? And these thoughts keep repeating over and over and over again. It's like as soon as you start thinking one, you're just in a whole tailspin for the rest of the day thinking about what if and in the worst case scenario. When we act as a side character in our life, we're always putting others first. We're prioritizing things that we don't need to be prioritizing, and we're putting ourselves on the back burner. But that's exactly what we have to stop doing. I spent years of my life being the side character. I was always letting my circumstances dictate my reality. I'd look at my bank account and I'd see that there was little money in there, and I would have a whole tailspin of thoughts for the rest of the day that went off that one thought that I had from checking the bank account. I would always be reacting rather than responding, reacting to the problems, the lack of money, reacting to the fact that all these little side hustles I started, I wasn't getting to where I wanted to be. And finally, about 6 months ago, I took a step back and I realized, I said, I think I'm the problem. There's something going on internally, and it's likely the way that I'm thinking. The problem was the way I was viewing myself and the story that I was creating for myself. And it just continued to go in a loop over and over and over again. I've always had big dreams for my life. I've always been somebody that's envisioned all these lavish things and things that I've wanted and the kind of life that I'd want to live, but I was never creating the story to get there. I was just living my life and hoping eventually it would happen somehow. Life truly begins to change when we embrace that main character energy and take each day as being the star of the show. So, what does it mean to be the main character? It means making bold decisions, taking massive action, doing things in a way that are going to lead us to the dreams that we want. When we change how we view ourselves, we're changing our thoughts in our head. And when our thoughts change, our feelings start to change. When our feelings start to change, our actions start to change. So if you go into each day with this bold energy that you're creating the life that you've always wanted and you're stepping into being that person, your actions are going to ultimately change, which is going to lead you closer to getting to where you want to be. I want you to think about something. If someone was to read your story right now, the way you're living your life each and every day, would they feel inspired or would they be ready to go to sleep? Would it be boring and they're ready to take a nap? I spent several years of my life being the latter half of that. If somebody had read my story, they'd be like, this is boring. I'm just ready to go to sleep. But today I rewrote my whole story. I wrote it a few weeks ago, but today I decided to really go all in on my story. And that's why I wanted to share this with you. I wrote like a 4-page story of what my life would look like, including every detail that I could think of. So let's talk about how we're going to do this. I want you to write down the limiting beliefs or the scripts that you've been living in your life, that you've been playing out, the things that are happening in your life that you're not excited about, things that are happening that aren't getting you the results that you want. I want you to write all this out. I want you to ponder on it. I want you to reflect on it. And I want you to think about how you could change each of those statements into something that you actually want it to be. We can go from changing, I'm stuck at this income level, to I'm the woman that makes X amount of dollars per month. So we have all that written out. We have it written out what our dreams are. Next, I want you to act like the main character. You have to act like the main character every single day. You have to act like it. It's going to feel delusional at first. It's going to feel crazy at first. But as we start to do it more, we embed it into our subconscious mind and things will start to shift. It won't feel as foreign anymore. It'll feel like this is how I'm supposed to be living my life. So ask yourself, what would the version of me who has everything I want, what would they be doing? What would they be wearing? How would they be acting? How would they be making decisions? What would they be doing on a day-to-day basis? What would they be prioritizing? What would they be letting go of? You have to start acting as this person now. Like a lot of times we get hung up. We hear these kinds of things when people say, embody that person now, be that person now. We think, oh, we want to have a lot of money. So you're like, well, how am I going to act like that person if I don't have money to spend? I remember that was always one of the common questions I have. But I totally get it now. It's not about going out and spending a bunch of money. It's about embracing the life that we're living right now, the circumstances that we have right now, and we're going to act as if we're the person we want to be. It doesn't mean we have to go spend a bunch of money, but our feelings and thoughts about money and how we think and how we live our day to day lives will be as the person we want to become. Living and embodying and feeling the energy that that person would have. It's all so much about how you feel, the feelings that you would have in your body. It doesn't mean you have to go act and spend money you don't have, but feel as if that person would feel once you have everything that you desire. We also have to talk about the people that we surround ourselves with on a day to day basis. Are they lifting you up to where you want to be, or are they sucking all the energy out of you? You know how when you go around some people and when you leave, you just feel like they've just sucked the life out of you? We don't need to surround ourselves with people like that. Let's talk about something visual that we can do, a visualization. So here's a little visual exercise I want you to do multiple times a day, at least twice a day, maybe when you wake up and before you go to bed. I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself as that person. What would they be thinking? What kind of feelings would they have? What would their big moment be? What would their decisions be? Breathe it in and really feel how this feels, because ultimately this is going to be your reality if you continue doing it. Let's make a challenge. This week, I want you to write one page at least of your new dream reality. If you want to go all in and write the whole thing, that's even better. But I want you to start. I want you to get out a piece of paper. I want you to get out a pen, and I want you to write down exactly how you want your life to be. And each morning, I want you to read this as many times a day as you can. Read this and start embodying it, envisioning it, being the person who feels it. Doesn't mean you have to go out and spend a bunch of money, but just be the person who feels like the dream person that you want to become. I wrote mine out this morning. I have 4 whole pages written down of how my dream life would be. And I'm going to start reading it every single day. So if you're ready to rewrite your life story and start living your dream life, subscribe and click the like button below so you can stay tuned for more tips on how to reprogram your mindset and create the life you've always wanted.